let's do a quick recap to see what we have. We have the brain dump filled out. Our brain dump is for synopsis. Going to heavily affect that. We have our genre done. It's going to affect the outline, beats, and prose. Heavy effect on the outline and the beats. And then we have the style, which heavily affects the beats and prose. So if your writing isn't coming on point, everything else is okay, but there's something off about your writing, check your style box. Could also be your genre. So see what it is affecting. If it's just some wording off here and there, it's more than likely your style. For instance, if it's coming out with that lush prose, check your style box. If it's bringing in fantastical elements and you didn't need that, get rid of your fantasy or change things up. The synopsis. This is what's going to create our outline. That's why you need to be so specific with your synopsis. It drew from the brain dump, but again, it only has those 800 words versus brain dump has 2,000. So it summarizes everything, and a lot of time it gets rid of the specifics. That's why I always recommend rewriting it. Use your specific character names, locations, write in all of those specific details. That is for your outline. This is where the outline is going to come from. Your character box. This is also based on synopsis, which is why in later videos you will see me actually do prompting inside my synopsis box to have my characters come out a certain way. We're just going to keep things simple again and generate the characters because all our previous boxes are filled out. Everything's ready to go. Right, so it's the Caruso brothers. Lex is the eldest, Ben's the middle, Cos, so that's a different one. Cos is the youngest. And then, of course, we have our wolf. We got our woman coming in, dark wavy hair, almond-shaped eye. She's a singer at the speakeasy. And somebody's always going to have that enigmatic presence. And we have our detective, waitress, and a small-time crew. So had I not put in the crime drama, there's a good chance a detective wouldn't have come in. Fits the story, so there's also a chance it would. But that's what I want y'all to do whenever you see something come out, but you're thinking it doesn't fit with your story as you have it in mind, go back to these previous boxes and start checking on little things like that. We have our character box done. This is where you can make all of the changes to the descriptions. You could also add in your character arcs if you want to, and you can change these up per chapter as well. Let's look at the first one. Eldest of the triplets, leader of the pack, commanding presence, dark hair, piercing eyes. I am going to get rid of piercing because otherwise, every time it mentions his eyes, it's going to say piercing. Decisive, ambitious, fierce and protective of his brothers in the empire. And his role in the business has made him cautious and slow to trust others, always aware of potential threats. So I like this. One thing I would do that another user suggested, after you make those first couple of chapters, after you get them written and you're happy with everything, take out the physical descriptions. First of all, readers don't need to be reintroduced to how the characters look every time that character comes on scene. And it also frees up some more room. So if you're close to maxing out your box or you have maxed it out, taking away that physical description after you really no longer need it, it's not necessary anymore, frees up a little room for you. As I go into the story, the more changes I can make would be, if one of them happens to die, I can make it known in here. Youngest of the triplets who died, at the hands of the wolf. I could put in if Violetta, almost called her Violet, if Violetta and one of the brothers start a relationship in one of the chapters, I could put that in here. Have it attached to both her description and the brother that she's having a relationship with if they developed one. Later on, I could also put things such as if something happened, if the wolf, Frank, was getting very close to destroying something or maybe had destroyed some of their property already, I could make note of that in these descriptions. Again, So you can keep this updated as you go into that story, that every time the AI goes to pull from that character descriptions, it sees that updated information. So again, after the characters get introduced, you can go ahead and take out the physical descriptions and just change things up as you go. All right. Next is our outline.